Good evening. Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So, I've been getting asked this question for the longest time, okay?
Alright, you guys have been in my comments on TikTok, in my comments on Instagram, in my DMs on Instagram, in my DMs on TikTok. You guys even were sending me emails.
I mean, non-stop in my ear. Like, bro, what's up with y'all? Anyway, today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to draw hands, okay? We're gonna be going step by step, so pay attention because listen, y'all, I will not be making this video again unless, of course, in the future, if I learn something new about drawing hands, I'll show you guys. But for now, this is the video right here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started.
All right, so you guys already know the first shape that I like to start off with is going to be my favorite shape, and that is the cube or the box, the square, whatever you want to call it. But simply draw out your boxy shape. Okay, this is going to be the hand from just the palm view. All right, so once you get your box shape down like this, all right, all we're going to do next is we're going to split this in like across and then add a circle in the corner, in the bottom corner of that box. Okay, this circle is going to indicate the thumb area where the thumb is separated from the fingers. Okay, so I'm going to draw this tube shape, stump coming out just like so, have a ball joint, and then add another bump on top, making the actual thumb. This is where you want to get to. All right, this is pretty much the very basic process. All right, so once you get your actual thumb shape down, okay, all you're gonna do is going to start drawing a arch or like an arc on top of this box shape. Okay, starting from here, curving it around, making this curving line area, and you're gonna have something that resembles a mitten shape, like a mitten, like like a winter glove, something like that. Okay, and also add another arch on the inside, just like so. Okay, this is pretty much going to give up the heights of your fingers. We're going to split them into threes. All right, 3 lines right here, 1 in the middle, 2 on the side. After that, we can just draw in our actual wrist area, just like so. And just like that, we have the basic construction of the hand. All right, this is just the palm high five kind of shape. And you can also add 2 more curves that go into these fingers, just so you can get the actual separation. These lines pretty much just indicate the joints of each finger, because there's 3 segments in a finger. Okay, and then after that, you can of course go in and add your detail, refine your lines up, and start fleshing it out in order to create the actual hand. So that way you're not stuck with this weird palm like mitten shape, and you can actually divide every single part of the hand up into individuals so that it can look more like a hand. And just like that, we have our basic hand shape. All right, of course, not super detailed, but I'm just trying to get the point across so everyone can understand the actual construction of it. So the best method is to understand these 3D flat boxes. All right, these are the pretty much going to indicate the hand from different angles and how to draw and approach the hand so that you can pretty much draw it however you want it to look. It doesn't matter what angle it's in. So if you understand how to draw boxes like this, then this method is going to be much more helpful for you, much more useful. And then you can start getting into more advanced techniques like foreshortening and stuff like that. So when you're drawing the hand from the side view, you're going to draw much more narrower cube shape, much more narrow block, just like this, kind of like a chocolate candy bar. I don't really know, something flat but still boxy. Add your little curve on top, much more thinner this time. Okay, and then draw it out the actual wrist area, slightly offset from the actual box. Try to think of like bowling pin shapes, and that's pretty much how I like to think about it. And that's pretty much what you want to get to. Okay, and then once you get to the actual part, this is going to become the palm of that hand. You could draw a circle right here and start breaking up the actual hand into individual fingers. So the whole method I'm teaching here is pretty much you got to understand the basic shapes that create the actual hand, and then break into it, cutting into it and shaping it and forming it into an actual hand shape. And that's the technique you want to go for when you're drawing hands. Also, understanding how the finger works, knowing that it's broken into these 3 segments, and practicing these tube shapes. If you learn how to draw tube shapes and other cylindrical shapes, you'll pretty much be able to draw fingers and anything else that you want to create, because like I said, everything that we draw is built off of basic, very basic shapes. Now, one hand position that a lot of people struggle with is actually drawing a fist, okay? So when I approach drawing a fist, I first break it down to this rectangular shape, much more of a flatter box shape. I draw the actual wrist offset to the side, making our little tree stump or bowling pin shape for the wrist, drawing the thumb on that far corner of the box, okay? Drawing in a swooping line, just like so, breaking it up into our 3 sections like we did with the last time. All right, and you're gonna end up with this kind of weird shape right here. So then I go diagonally out and then straight across the other 4 fingers. This is how the thumb lays across the actual fist when it's clenched like this. All right. Of course, breaking it up into its cylindrical shapes. That way we can see the thumb coming together. All right. And then once we get that done, we can start going in and start drawing every finger and make sure that they're slightly higher than each one. So make sure that, you know, the more in the middle of the actual hand, they get a little bit taller, and the ones that are on the ends are a little bit shorter. All right, these are because of the fingers and of how they work when they're clenched. All right, and you're gonna pretty much end up with these shapes right here. All right, breaking up the entire palm into this hand shape, and then eventually you'll have something that looks like a fist that you can go into and start adding in all your detail to create the actual effect. And just like that, we have our basic fist shape, all right, for our hand, okay? And like I said, you gotta practice over and over and over, because repetition is the mother of learning, okay? Now, let's say you also want to draw a fist from the side view, all right, or like, you know, punching to the side, all right. I'm gonna draw out a shape. It's kind of similar to a box, but not completely. It's kind of has a tilt at the bottom of it, all right. Then I draw a circle, all right, right where the straight line and the diagonal line almost meet, and I start drawing out a line, kind of like a clock, and then start drawing out a Y shape, like an upside down Y, connecting that to the first line, all right, and then drawing out another boxy shape for the thumb area, okay, and then drawing out every individual joint for the actual fist. This is pretty much how I do it from the actual side view. And then of course I can go out making out our wrist, of course making it look slightly off above the actual hand part. All right, drawing out our tree stump or bowling pin shape for the wrist part. Okay, and that's pretty much how I break down the fist when it comes from a side view. All right, so if you ever want to draw like a punching person, someone punching at a character or anything, you can just use this technique to get it down fast. And of course, our last one was going to be the fist that's going to be pretty much punching toward the camera, or like facing the camera. I'm going to draw this curving line. All right, 2 lines that connect, another curving line on the bottom. All right, and then this boxy shape underneath it. All right, and you're going to end up with this kind of wedge shape. All right, after that, I'm going to draw these curving lines. All right, that go over the actual box, and they're gonna, you know, break it up into 3 sections so you can create the actual 4 fingers. The wedge shape underneath is actually gonna be where the thumb is. And then from here, what I do is I start going in on top of this line, and I start making these little mountain ranges, right? These little bumps that go across. These are gonna indicate the knuckles of the actual hand. All right, that way you can see the actual finger, and you know from the angle it's at that it's actually, you know, a fist that's coming at you and not some weird wedge shape. After that, you go in and start, you know, doing what we usually do, and just start fleshing out the actual hand, drawing the individual fingers out, and making everything come together in the actual hand gesture. All right. And this next one is gonna be the relaxed hand. Pretty much a hand that's like in neutral, hanging down at your side. This one can actually be pretty difficult for some people, but I think I have a way to break it down as easy as possible. So here we go. I'm gonna draw out this another wedge shape. Okay, these are more customized box shapes. Okay, come down and we're gonna pretty much have a curve, and then I'm gonna have a circle right at the end of this one. All right, drawing two curves and then drawing a bump on the end of that. This is going to indicate the thumb. All right, so get to this point right here. Okay, so once you get there, you can draw in the wrist or the the forearm. Okay, all right, that's gonna where you want to get to. You can add the fingernail if you want to, not really necessary at this point. But then what you want to do is you want to start curving down and making this almost like a claw shape. All right, and drawing out one of the fingers just like so. Okay, so once you get down this one, all right, this is pretty much it. All right, but then there's other fingers behind it, so you're gonna start drawing out all the other fingers and start connecting them to that one singular point so that you can see them in the background, but they're not the main focal, I guess. They're not the main focus of the actual hand. All right, so just breaking down these fingers into individual shapes, and then in the background you can start drawing on the other fingers so that you can see the other rest of the hand, but all of them are going to pretty much be in the background. So that is pretty much how it works. That's the hand from a neutral position. All right, of course this video was just giving you the rundown. All right, giving you the tools that you guys need in order to actually get the hands and understand how they work. But of course, we get way more in depth than this. If you want to get perspective and stuff like that, there's way more advanced techniques that I usually teach on my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, then make sure you guys support the Patreon so you guys can get some more advanced tutorials. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep practicing, keep on drawing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.